Hey, what's up? I was just talking with Socrates just a few minutes ago, and I was showing him this chart, and I did a couple things, and my mind's blown. So I just wanted to share it with everybody. It's kind of crazy. This is the Bitcoin chart that I did a video a couple days ago, just showing the patterns of. It was a 108-day pattern because I had this chart where I had a lot of these different trend lines. Every line on here is basically a trend line where the price is breaking. I was just looking at different things, but starting way back in 2015 on this break right here to the upside, this was the first start, and this was the kind of the start of this major bull run we've been in. So this is kind of our starting point. So if you go 108 days, you get a break of the trend right here, right at this. You got this trend line breaks to the downside right at this point, and this is the 108 days. Go another 108 days, go another 108 days. You got another little trend line break right here. Price drops all the way back down, creates this longer term trend line right here. Go 108 days, another 108 days. Had a kind of a significant high here, and the reason you keep going 108 days, this never makes a lower low, and it works its all the way up to the upside. A couple other spots in here, you had this, had this move here to create this trend line, broke right here at this point, which was right on a 108-day mark, went up here, broke the trend line here at 108 days, and then so on. Had a whole bunch of them here. Another 108-day right here at the December low. Had horizontal here, broke to the upside right here at 108 days. Went up, broke the trend line here at 108 days. Yeah, we did retest right here on this, but didn't make a new high. And now we're on this trend line as we speak. Now, I kind of talked about this before. That's why I'm a little bit nervous of this market working to the downside. Not just based off this timing, off of other things I've looked at. But when you look at this leg here, from the 3,000 low all the way up to the almost 14,000 high. This move right here has the 61.8% level right around 7,200, 7,250, somewhere right around in there. So I think this thing could work its way to the downside here if this 9,100 breaks to the downside. But here's a couple things that kind of blew my mind. Um, we're looking at Fibonacci retracements a lot on my channel. But one of the things that we also look at on cycles is Fibonacci in time going the other direction. If you start here at zero at this point, and you go the 108 days right here, that's your one, and then you got your two, and then one plus two is three, and then you get to this point, and right at the three there was a trend line break. You go out to the five, which was the next number in the sequence, and that's where you get that little previous high right here, or a significant high at the point, and it comes down and makes that trend line and works its way to the upside. Then you go out to the 8, and the 8 right here is right where we broke the trend line to the downside, which is just crazy. Then if you go all the way out to the 13, it's right at the trend line break here. So when you look at Fibonacci going in time, it matches up. Now here's what really that right there is kind of interesting and kind of blows my mind. But another thing I did was I extended this trend line out here all the way out. And the interesting thing here is I extended it all the way out to what the next Fibonacci in time would be, which would be the 21. So if you extend this all the way out, just extend this trend line all the way out. The interesting thing is maybe this is the long-term support because where this intersects right here is right at the 61.8% of this low and high. Okay, mind blown right here on this trend line, all the intersection. So that's why I got this highlighted in here. Can this go down a little bit lower and break the trend line on November 4th? What is it? November 4th, which would be the 108-day mark to go to the upside, or does it stay all the way down into the 7,000s and then breaks the trend line later on into next year? I don't know. I'm not going to trade off this timing, but it's just a really interesting thing that this 61.8% level, which a lot of people are looking at 7,500, somewhere around there, as a possible buying area. So if it gets down there and then we finally break this to the upside, then is this next timing a level that will break the trend line to the downside or the upside, or is this going to be a new low or new high? So the interesting thing is, if this breaks to the upside here, this support would probably ride all the way out into the future, and then this trend line intersects at about 26,000 or so when it hits 21. And I can't figure out the date on this because it won't let me. Yeah, it won't pull the date up. But you're talking July. What is this? Kind of July. Maybe it's, I don't know, end of 21 maybe. I don't know, somewhere right around there. But the weird thing is, if you keep going way out, it barely even gets to 34. It won't even let me scroll anymore. The 34 is out here. Let's extend this out for fun. We can't even go that high. But that'd be kind of cool. But that's not what really blew my mind. What blew my mind was this timing. I mean, the timing of the Fibonacci in both directions. When I say both directions, I just talked about Fibonacci's with Socrates a lot, and we were talking about retracements. But then I also brought up Fibonacci as time going forward, and that's when this matched up right at the trend line breaks, along with the 108 days, which is just mind blowing to me. The intersection here at 7,200 on this trend line, and the one we're on right here, is another one that blew my mind. And when you extend this out to 21, who knows? Does this level hold here and we go higher? I don't know. That's what it seems like, because you remember you got the halving coming up. A lot of things are happening in this time in here to where this could launch to the upside, and next thing you know, this is major support going forward. So I don't know. My mind was blown. Maybe it blew your mind. I don't know. I just wanted to share it with you. All right. Happy trading. Peace out.